This channel is for people who are tired of losing. It's the channel for people who care about outcomes, who cares about what happens next. So many of you will let life happen to you. Nah, we're not doing that. Listen, we're not doing that.
Was watching
Watch
tables.
some tables.
You was
They're
waiting.
waiting for me, okay? And I'm here, okay? Subscribe to my channel. Come on, man. So okay. First and foremost, we are going to be exploring black fatigue on a different level and what's going on now. Now black women, y'all really gotta watch this shit, okay? Because I think that y'all about to stumble, y'all about to get smoked that y'all don't want, okay? You're about to get smoked that y'all don't want. Y'all don't need no more percentages of non-black women pursuing black men. Right now, it's at a small. I think for the most part, I think we can fairly say about one. No, I don't think it's a lot. I think like 1 to 10% of non-black women date black men or have dated black men or are married to black women. It's not really a lot of people. We're a minority in most places in the world outside of Africa. You know what I'm saying? And you know, in like the Caribbean and stuff like that. I think. I'm not going to ask a guy because I believe in me. Another thing I want y'all to point out too is listen. Maybe not in all my episodes, but right now, my ninja, I have been talking, and this is a freestyle, and I have not messed up yet. I don't know what I'm about to say, but I am going to be getting into a realistic thing that has to happen because you know what? Black women only listen to white people anyway. All right. I remember years ago when 60 Goddess had did this breakdown of basically who could be the one to be honest with black women because at this time this is when Kevin Samuels was becoming famous for telling a woman who was like kind of ugly that she was average at best, and this only was because she said on national airways. I mean, listen, this is a big stream. A lot of people could see you where people could see her. It wasn't like they were like one on one and they just kicking it. He said, "Hey, what kind of man you think you can get with those? You know, with you have there?" She got up there and said, "I don't think I can respect a man or be submissive to a man that makes less than $100,000 a year." And now at that time, that was 2021. 100 that what and it was crazy is the economy has gotten so bad that 100,000 is more like 120 now. I'm sorry. That the $100,000 you had to make 120 to kind of keep up with cost now. Especially if you want steak. If you want some steak, you better make some money. Nigga, I ain't bought a piece of steak since I moved into this house. Okay? I'm buying beef, but not steak. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, I gotta keep it stacked with you. I like steak for the health benefits. I know I'm gonna start having more, even if it's just a small piece. It's to kind of invest in myself. I always look at it now like, yo, you gotta have faith in yourself. Even like when I'm buying food, yo, I'm like, yo, fam, because this year I said no. This is going to be the last year that I'm held back from my goals. Okay, I went through a long stint of just not being real with myself. You know what I mean? Telling myself, yeah, you can get away with this. You can get away with it. Like, no, you're not getting away with it. Like, nigga, you are gaining more weight. You were gaining this weight back. You know what I'm saying? I think I was getting up to like 270. Like I was going to the plasma place. My weight was just steady going up. I'm sorry. I'm getting so excited. Hubris. Anywho, getting back to this is necessary because again, well, I'm sorry. The point I was making with Sister Guys was that she was talking about who could hold black women accountable, and she said, you know, I figured it out. A white man would have to say it to you in order for you to accept it, right? And shout out to AC Accountable Commentary. He made it interesting. He always makes this point about how Becky runs them, right? Meaning that black women, since they've been really since they've had interaction with Becky for the most part, they've always wanted. It's a fact. Like again, like listen, you see how black women reacted when they saw Summer Walker just with a white man. They didn't know what his name was. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know anything about them. They saw old white skin in a suit, and women wrote in the comment section, older white men are more relationship minded. And you listen, you got movements online. Look, they have labels for the shit. Swirling, divesta, pasta and lobster. You know, you have content spaces that glorify and everything. And come to find out, yo, if you talk to most sisters and you ask them, especially if they over 30, have you ever been out with a white man? First of all, most of them have had sex with a white man or a non-black guy. Most of them have a experience with a non-black man. All right. And I'm saying, if you ask them, you'll be hard pressed to come across a black woman that's never slept with a man that wasn't black. especially now. You gotta understand, and again, this is one thing that the fellas gotta understand about the world. The whole listen, as if you willing to pay the price, the whole world is open to you, and that's why it's important for black people to understand what the cost of things is. Oh, unlock new subject matter on the channel. Y'all don't understand the cost of things, or you know what it is. You're not willing to pay the cost for anything worthwhile. Like for example, right? I think we all have a good idea of how to at least get on a road to get the six pack, but we won't even take the first step because you've already just by this virtue of instinct alone, or just by your natural instinct, you have decided, oh, I'm not paying that cost. Yeah, I'm good on that. I think we've all been there before, right? When you met someone who's really in shape, or you heard someone who's really, just really who may have a thing you want, who may have a trait that you like. Maybe they dress nice, maybe, but mostly they in shape. Thing that's the biggest, that's the hardest thing people have to do is change what they eat. Like this has really been a whole thing with me not eating this goddamn 7-Eleven cookies. Now, I'm not gonna get into that right now, but again, but it's all about being better. So, but going into the conversation about black women have always wanted these, these white men, right? And one of the examples that comes up is Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker literally was selling a product to help black women make their hair look more like a white woman, right? And she's always seen as this, like, this historical entrepreneur. When first and foremost, she didn't do that shit by herself. All right, that was a lot. Her husband helped her do that stuff, and on top of that, she pretty much was like the first fake boss chick for the most part. All right, because again, the story that's portrayed in the movie and whatnot is that she just did it all by herself, and that's one thing that's really interesting is that narrative is always pushed that black women, especially in media, that black women can have happiness without black men to the point where, for the most part, again, I always say to y'all, black men, you are gaslit into being monogamous. She never stops being poly, especially now. All right. If there's ever been a time where a woman thinks she can monkey branch, but what's crazy is the only way that they'll kind of get into a relationship and maybe stay is if they get tired of dating, if they get exhausted by it, because which you should. But for the most part, the world is open to them. So you got to realize, that people are going to keep are going to pursue whatever options they think are available to them, whether or not it actually works out. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, Becky runs them, right? So that's the point that AC always makes. What's about to happen, and this is really important, okay? Now, Kevin Samuels talked about this before his demise. He talked about black women are going to have more competition for black men in the future. Now, it's not going to be for every pookie. It's not going to be for every average black guy. But as far as the black guys who are high earning, those guys who make between $60,000 and $120,000 a year, those men, especially if they're in shape and they're cultured and they speak well and they're intelligent and stuff like that, those men are going to become more desirable because more women are going to, first of all, also too, they have dating apps too. More of those women are going to be more open to dating non-white men. They already are. And also, with the economy is at now, I mean, again, with modern women, I don't know if they're going to get there now. I don't know if they're going to actually come to the logic of, I'm not going to be able to make it on my own. And one of the reasons why modern women a lot of them are losing is because they don't understand the cost of things. Most men, when they have a relationship, when they deal with a woman, they understand she's going to be moody sometimes. She's going to have a period. Things are going to happen. Things may change with her. Right? He understands that, especially if he's mature and he's older, he understands that going in. So when you have your moods or your whatever goes on with you, right? Whatever you coming, right? He's not looking like what's wrong with you. He knows, y'all are both grown. He gets it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas women are coming into the relationship kind of doing the opposite. You understand? So going back to the whole competition thing, right? Black women have to be careful to not start no war with these Beckys, okay? Because you got to realize if interracial dating goes up 10%, this could be detrimental. because you do not, now mind you, shit, man, I can't even say it's worse because you do not want Becky's hunting down black men out of spite or really going at y'all because they haven't really done that yet. You may start some shit, all right. So don't get me wrong, I don't like seeing women go back and forth and being catty and whatnot, but I thought it was a really interesting exchange. So these are two people I'm not very familiar with. This is Megan Kelly and Jemelle Hill. Okay, so I just want to show the exchange real quick.
Hey, Jemelle Hill, speaking of so-called journalists who have it all wrong, here's this jerk, SOP 15.
Of course, as you all know, in the wake of Charlie's murder, there was an incredible amount of angry discourse from the right, blaming the Democrats, blaming liberals, saying, you're the reason this happened. Only to find out, surprise, 22-year-old white dude, loved guns, raised by two parents, lived in a good home, dad is a minister, also a sheriff. Didn't check it in them boxes y'all thought he would check, did he?
Okay, first of all, a coat of mascara would be your friend. I'm just going to tell this to you, woman to woman on television. You need a little work, and you should have them back off.
That need a little work is crazy. Yo, I never thought I'd see the day where Becky starts cooking y'all on TV. She is cooking you on TV right now. And no way, and it's accurate. It's accurate. Okay? And one more thing is, this is another example of how our cultures are starting to mesh. White people are starting to learn how to talk shit as good as we talk shit. I don't know if you're catching on to that or not. Like, right now, her nigga... You see, listen, this Becky's nigga side is coming out right now. Cause she's reading her. White women don't really read people that well. Not in a way that's like swaggy. She's swagging out a little bit.
Off the camera a little bit because you are not attractive enough to have that extreme close-up. Push away your laptop, Jemelle, and add a filter or two. Honestly, like, we actually don't use any on this show because I do put on makeup so I look presentable.
Here we go, boom.
Dad is a minister, also a sheriff.
Yeah, let me make this full screen to make it a little bit bigger. I mean, listen, to her credit, bro. I mean, like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, bro, like seriously. Not the her setup is too crazy, but this is a real liberal woman thing, because it's a thing that liberal women do. It's a very immature thing. When women go out their way to be unattractive, it's very immature. Or when they, first of all, it's a sign of disrespect, right? To show up to a public place or present yourself and not present yourself in the best way possible, right? Especially for women. I don't know if she got a hoodie on or what the hell she got on, right? But and I get it. I guess she speaks on sports, but when you're addressing the world, especially when you're addressing white folks, all right, knowing the history that y'all have, right? I would think that, especially during a response, that you want to look your best. And again, all right, the hoodie, all right, whatever, hoodie's cool, but it is important when you're a woman. Like, you shouldn't be coming on camera without some kind of makeup or some kind of lipstick, something to make yourself like look attractive. All right, and anywho.
Didn't check it.
Bullets, anti-fascist. I don't even know what this guy. That is disgusting. That was absolute. And the inside. You need to choose one. Okay? Add a filter or two. Honestly, like, we actually don't use any on this show because I do put on makeup so I look presentable. But you need work, because you can't both be ugly on the outside and the inside. You need to choose one. Okay? Choose one.
She just told her to pick a struggle.
That was absolutely disgusting.
That is a very black thing to tell someone. She told her that I was the white girl version of, you need to pick a struggle. She just said pick a struggle. All right.
Disgusting. Mm-hmm. Fuck her. Mm-hmm. It's weird how she lost the points about him being a furry loving, trans dating. I don't even know what this guy's fetishes were, but leftist ideology infected guy who wrote on his bullets anti-fascist catch and notices bulges, OXO, etc.
Jesus. Oh.
All right, so shout out to Anton. And let me expand on that point real quick. Hold on, y'all. Again, let me expand on what you're talking about. The dude who shot Charlie Kirk, this dude was into people who were, he was into furries. He was a furry. And he was a furry fudger. If you catch my drift, a furry fudger. Okay? He also he was in he was with this dude basically. You know what I'm saying? He was with a trans girl, but basically he was with this dude. All right? This dude was nuts. This dude was nuts. Okay, the one of the bigger points, the really very important points is we're not doing what needs to be done for the mental health of these young people. Okay, one of the reasons why these young people feel crazy is because you're making it to where again like a nation can really only raise as high as how was it go? A nation can only raise as high as its woman. I'm sorry, or it can raise no higher than this woman because at the time I didn't get that. What it means is that the women are important or so important because they're the mothers and wives, and I'm saying of the future generations and whatnot, right? If people do not have support, if people don't have great moms, we're not going to have good people. We got to a point where we are so short-sighted, especially the women, so short-sighted, no long-term thinking. It wasn't until I was observing my ex, we was having a conversation, right? And I was like, damn, like, she talking to me like I'll never be up again. Like, what? What's wrong with you? Like, but she was talking to me as if I'll never be up again. And I was like, well, you know what? At one point I'm going to be up. And I'm going to be making a lot of money at some point. Why are you acting like this? Then it dawned on me, she's not thinking that far. And it dawned on me, black men, especially black men, y'all don't catch on to the fact that your girl wants this jealousy thing is a real thing. Your girl be want you to lose. She want to see you take an L. She want to see you be defeated, my nigga. Like trying to tell you, a lot of niggas don't get that. They don't get especially when you know so many black men who have a lot going for themselves all have the same story about basically being fumbled over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And but what it speaks to, and now I think black men have cracking the code about like, yo, women don't really, especially like black women don't really think positive traits in a person are good. All right, being responsible is not like a good trait to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize that when you understand the parallels between how kids think and how women think, you can understand. Okay, when you were a kid, would someone being honorable be important to you and a friend? No, you're not thinking about that yet. Would someone being reliable be important? Like I mean, like not like yeah, but not. You know what I mean? It's not the. You're most concerned with how much fun can you have with them? Do they like the same things you like? That's really all you need when you're a kid. You know what I mean? That's all you really care about. And you care more about what things they have. Do they have cool toys? Do they have video games? Does he have good snacks at his house? Does his mother buy extra food? Y'all once had a friend. I think we stayed over one time. Yo, his mother complained and moaned and bitched so much about us being there. Okay, like she really like did not want to feed us at all. And she was, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like she had like multiple jobs. She had like one job. You know what I mean? Like now I realize his mother probably smoked like mad weed. You know what I mean? And also probably had like depression. I'm like you don't treat little young boys like that. But anyway, so anywho, but these are things you care about the most when when you're younger. Like you don't really care about the kind of traits that will lead to a long friendship. You know what I mean? Because again, when you're younger, you don't need someone to be reliable. You don't need someone to be honorable. You don't need someone to keep their word. You don't need someone to be an honest person as much, right? And now again, that would be good at any age, but you're not thinking about that. But black men have come to understand that positive traits are not appealing to you, which is why now there's a conversation going on online right now about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Cardi B, I did not know this shit. I did not know that Cardi B had a child last year who's not even 2 years old yet, or 1 years old, and now she's pregnant with Stephon Diggs' baby, and Stephon Diggs has like a couple more kids on the way. These people are fucking crazy. These people are crazy. I've been thinking about this point that Angry Man made about being as though there's no more insane asylums. There's nowhere to put. Well, they do have a place for people who have like mental health problems, but they don't get locked there forever, like an insane asylum, right? But to a certain degree, at times I be feeling like the genes and traits of crazy people have gotten a chance to like circulate through society. I'm like, listen, bad genes have to be weeded out. One of the reasons why people are taller is because women use hypergamy. All right, and started making having babies with men who were tall and who were big. All right, and listen, it improves the race. You understand? But like I was saying before, but going to this conversation about presentation, I do feel as though like it's very immature to come on screen and not look your best. Okay, so this is Jemelle Hill again, way too close to the camera, and I want you guys to hear the hubris. Okay,
I don't even want to get back on camera. Way more into it than guys are. But yeah, let's Jesus. I don't even want to get back on camera. Oh man, so this is apparently Jemelle Hill's. I'm looking at this for the first time, all right? So I just want to be absolutely clear. This is Jemelle Hill's response to Megyn Kelly, all right?
I saw that Megan Kelly.
right your ass.
Get up. Get up.
I'm a friend of hers. I don't even like her. I don't know her. Actually, the last time I saw Megan Kelly, here's what's so funny. Last time I saw Megan Kelly, this would have been when Obama was still in the White House. I cannot remember if it was first term or second term. I want to say it was second term. I'm pretty sure it was second term. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it was. But either way, I saw Megan Kelly at the White House. And it really got me to thinking. I saw her from a distance. I didn't go up to her. I don't know this woman. So, of course, she was still at Fox, very aware of what her reputation was in terms of what she contributed as a journalist. But what I found so interesting is when I saw her at the White House.
Is she saying that Megyn Kelly sleeps around, and that's one of the reasons why she got so much visibility and why she got her leg up?
It was during the time of year. It was the holiday season. And what happens is during the holiday season, White House has a bunch of parties. There's different groups every night. Like one night, it might be media members. One night, it might be entertainers. Another night, it could be a mixture of the two. It's different audiences. So it was a lot of media members. This was like, I guess, the media version of the Obama's holiday party, where they invite people from both sides of the aisle, come there, and sometimes the president is there and first lady, sometimes they're not. On this night,
Man, she got no edges.
and I remember seeing Megan Kelly in the receiving line to get a picture with the Obamas. And I thought that was super interesting because I was thinking, now don't you spend pretty much your whole damn broadcast talking about how this man ain't shit, and here you are lining up to go. And that's when I knew, like, oh, for a lot of people that are in our business, and especially who are in the position of being considered to be conservative commentators, a lot of that shit is fake. I was like, oh, this is like WWE to them. This is like wrestling.
So what she's trying to say is that people that are commentating online don't necessarily believe in what it is that they say. I don't understand the relevance of what she's saying. I thought she was going to address the fact that she was wrong, or what Megyn Kelly called her out for is wrong when it comes to.
I want to fast forward, and Anton making a good point too. Let's fast forward though, real quick.
And whether I'm talking to you on YouTube or y'all catch me out in the street, I'm the same person. And a lot of them can't say that. And so I don't like to amplify the thoughts of stupid people. All up in there. How could you be here? By the way, Megan, here you go. All up in there. Get a look at that this non-mascara face. That's what you call natural beauty. You wouldn't know shit about that, I know.
No, man, no, and that's the main thing I want to get to. And this is not no shade, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she a bad looking sister, but ma'am, you have never been called beautiful. All right, you gotta stop this shit. This is something that black men be having to endure. And you know what? I blame you weak ass bitches for that shit because obviously y'all be hyping these broads up. You know how many times I had to sit across from someone telling me how attractive they are? I think every black man has to suffer some woman that you want to talk to or be around, rather than making herself more appealing to you, right? Because like modern women don't be understanding that, fam. You become more attracted by the things you do and the things you say and being sweet and smiling and being sweet and being there and being supportive. But for the most part, when it comes to relationships, modern women are conditioned to pretty much turn it into like this, basically a crime. It's like a crime. When you think about, excuse me, what men give up in relationships and stuff like that, it's a crime, especially if you get married. For the most part, she gets to just violate you. She gets rights. She gets the right to pretty much violate you in your pocket and just fuck with your life for about 20 years. Okay? And they will not change these laws. And for the most part, those laws was put in place to make sure that can't but so many men level up. Because if because they know that, yo, listen, well, I'm sorry, they knew when they put feminism into play that it would destabilize shit. But I think Crimson Cream made the point about when they put this stuff into play and made these laws, they had no idea how bad it would get and how out of control it would get. Because now it's out of control, and you can't turn these people back. Listen, they're going to have to find. And I heard President Trump talk about this about I think it's like before he was trying to. I think he was trying to run for president. Talking about basically it has to be implemented in education to educate young people on positive dynamics in heterosexual relationships. Because for the most part, in any TV show, any show, it's always a negative relationship. If it is a happy marriage, it's only mom that's happy or mom is tolerating dad. All right, that dad don't guide no more. Dad's not doing this. He's not doing that. You know what I mean? And it conditions them to always be looking for fault and thinking that a breakup is an adventure. Fam, if you were older than 25, you probably cannot survive a breakup. Okay? When women get outside that prime, if you're not already a really pretty girl, attractive girl, especially if you start gaining weight, they gonna let you start gaining weight. That shit. You know what I'm saying?
Are you supposed to keep that?
No. Well,
Put them back in the water.
first of all,
All right, man. Anyway, let's get big again. Hold on. Let's do this again. Fam, hold on. And again, there's nothing wrong with having a good personality. And again, you would think that coming back to address this woman, she put on a hat or something, right? She's up there with her whole forehead out with no edges. She's a natural beauty. Like, fam, you got to recognize. And again, this is one of the follies of the feminist mindset, to where you believe in your own bullshit to the point where you can't realize. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not a white guy, but Megyn Kelly is a badder bitch than her. Okay? If I had to pick between the two, I'm picking Megyn Kelly. And listen, the white guy, no, this is white. I'm sorry, it's a white guy. But I'm saying, but in terms of like, yo, if I'm going out, if I want to be elevated and whatnot, I'm picking a woman like that. I'm not picking no woman who come on screen in a fucking t-shirt. She came back in another t-shirt. You know what I mean? And again, I don't think she a bad looking woman, but this is embarrassing. This is low self-awareness. You have to be able to acknowledge when someone is more attractive than you or had the better presentation of her. And again, Megyn Kelly's not necessarily like, super attractive, but her presentation is better. Y'all don't understand how good you have to look good on camera. There are people who are attractive. There's people who are sexy. If I took a picture of them and showed them to you, that wouldn't come across. You would have to meet them. I know women that, they are average looking women, right? But because of their personality and because of how they are, because I know them, they are very attractive to me. That's a whole dance. That's a whole component that modern women are missing out on because you're trying too hard to be a criminal when it comes to relationships. I just be trying to just screw the nigga over, man. This dating shit is done out here. It's done so. But anywho, man, let's go ahead and get into this next person, man. It's definitely a Kendrick fan right here, man. Shout out to Anton with the banging clips, bro. Appreciate you. Always got that fire.